Welcome to Ears Wide Open. Once again, this is the second show. We've managed to get another one back again, so we must have done all right first time round. We've got an absolutely belting show for you tonight. Coming up, we've got Yolanda Ribas, who has stood with me here. We've also got a live PA from Jsky. We've got possibly a set from Marc Leaf, but he's running a little bit late, so we'll see what happens with that. And we've also got a set from the one and only Mr. Hartley, who is hiding behind a speaker, having a word with himself. So as I'm standing here, I've got Yolanda, and you're going to be singing a few tracks for us tonight, aren't you?
Yes, I shall.
Tell us what you're going to be singing.
So I'm going to sing my first song, Not From Here. It's on SoundCloud. It's about a girl who's an alien and falls in love. So yeah.
Is that about you?
Well,
are you in love?
Am I in love with music? Maybe. How cheesy is that?
There's a proper cheese on toast. That is ultimate.
No, it's not.
stolen.
It's not about me. Although I am an alien. It's just I've just put a story to it. So
you are an alien.
I am an alien.
See, they do exist, people. They do exist.
Don't tell anyone.
Right. Tell us a little bit about yourself. You're a singer and you're also a songwriter.
Yeah, singer and songwriter. I mean, that's one of the things I value most within what I do with my music, because I really try to put a lot into my writing of my songs, the stories behind them, the way that I write them, the subjects that I touch in my music. I think that's what I try to stand for.
Okay.
Most importantly.
Tell us a little bit about your sound.
Well, it's quite unusual, really. I mean, I tried to go for an acoustic, chilled out vibe. A lot of people say you can hear my accent coming through quite a lot, which makes it a little bit unusual.
Yeah, you can totally hear your accent.
Trying to tone it down.
Are you from Wales?
From Wales.
Right, things have progressed quite quickly for you, haven't they? Tell me about that.
Well, realistically, it's only been about a year. I think it's about just over a year now I put my first song on SoundCloud. So I've always sang, I've always loved to sing, I've always wanted to be musical, but I've only just started to really put all my energy into it. And since I've written my first song and put it on SoundCloud, it's just been escalating in a monumentous way I can't even explain.
You have had an enormous amount of hits on your SoundCloud,
massive
more than me, and I've had my SoundCloud for about 4 years now, and says it all, really, doesn't it?
There's a massive following, massive support. I get people coming up to me now when I'm out, and I don't know who they are, and they're like, "Oh my God, you're Yolanda Ribas! I listen to your songs on SoundCloud." Seriously, it's amazing. It's just it's the best feeling ever.
Oh, I'm so proud of you. Right, other than myself, what's your inspiration?
Well, okay, number one, my main inspiration is probably, going to sound silly, but it is the universe. If you listen to my songs, you'll get what I mean. But I really do get inspired by the most unusual things, scientific things. I've written songs sat in airports watching people. I've had a butterfly land on my shoulder when I was jogging once, and the song come to me, and I was like, "Oh!"
You must have been jogging really slow.
Hey, don't say I wasn't eating no mushrooms before I was jogging or anything.
Well, what's coming up next for you? What future gigs and what have you got planned?
Okay, well, basically, I'm hoping I've got a new song that's coming out, Beautiful Mind. I'm going to sing that at the end. I've not sung it anywhere yet, so this is exclusive.
Oh, you heard it here first. Ears Wide Open, exclusive. We do love them.
And I've got some quite interesting collaborations lined up for the near future, which I can't disclose yet, but it's very exciting.
Tell me later.
Oh, yeah.
I'll keep it secret.
Tell me later, thank you for it.
Where can people follow you?
Follow me. Well, all my songs are on SoundCloud. You just need to search my name, Yolanda Ribas, and all my material comes up on there. Right.
Okay, so we're just going to get you started now, and this is Yolanda Ribas. Bye.
And everybody likes to talk about the way that she looked at the world so differently, and he fell in love with her instantly. The way she didn't control the laws of gravity, and her feet were always about to leave the ground, and he never let anybody hold her down. And they both became infatuated and spellbound by this infinitely incredible love they found. And she loved him undevotedly, but behind her smile, sadness he'd see. They made the most of their time together, because they knew that it wouldn't last forever. Cause she never felt alone, but she never felt at home. Daydreams about the night skies she could roam, because the earth just wasn't where she's from. And he would always fear about the day she'd disappear, cause when she kissed him through her tears, she'd say, I'm just not from here. So they both made a million memories, and they laughed, danced and cried at loads of different things, and he'd always try and help her spread her wings, and she taught him the beauty in everything, and everybody loved their fairy tale story, and they balanced each other perfectly. But sometimes when they'd fall asleep out their bed, he'd hear her creep and find her sat staring at the sky, and he knew one day he'd have to say goodbye. Yeah. Because she never felt alone, but she never felt at home. Daydreams about the night skies she could roam, because the earth just wasn't where she's from. And he would always fear about the day she'd disappear, cause when she kissed him through her tears, she'd say, I'm just not from here. And it was 12:34 when he got the call, and onto his knees he did fall. Nobody could believe that she had passed, but deep down he knew that it wouldn't last. He said she was a special sort of girl, much too beautiful for this world. And he managed to smile through his tears, because he already knew that she wasn't from here. So he lived his life alone, but he knew she'd be back home. And every time he looked up at the stars, he knew that she wasn't very far. And every time he fell asleep, she'd come and visit him in his dreams. And as she kissed him, she would say that she wished she could have stayed. But I'm not from here. I said I'm not from here. No, I'm not from here. And I'm not from here. Thank you, thank you. He was sitting slouched arrivals lounge, wondering if she'd touch down, watching faces concentrating in his mind. He's contemplating buying an overpriced underpoured beer and trying to get his thoughts in gear. The last they spoke he'd made her cry just before she took a flight, and he wasn't the one to think about mistakes that he had made. And once she left on that plane, he couldn't get it out of his brain. He wished that she'd just come back, and they turned their life around as he waited in a rival's lounge. In a rival's lounge, ooh, yeah. The first night that she was gone, it was if a switch had been flicked on, and everything he saw and heard reminded him of her. The way she laughed at things he said, the way she said his name in bed, and he tried to text, email and call, but he heard no response at all. And he knew she booked a ticket back because he seen it when she packed, but she found out about his ways on the day she flew to Spain. And he wasn't the one to think about mistakes that he had made. And once she left on that plane, he couldn't get it out of his brain. He wished that she'd just come back, and they turned their life around as he waited in a rival's lounge. In a rival's lounge, ooh, heart pounding and his face intense. The words he'd say lost in his head. His hands were wet bags under his eyes. He'd explain all of his lies. He made mistakes, but she was the one, and she would forgive him and they'd move on. And but the people thinned and the lounge emptied. A face he searched but he couldn't see, and he realized like a heart attack that she was never coming back, and he wasn't the one to think about mistakes that he had made. And once she left on that plane, he couldn't get it out of his brain. He wished that she'd just come back and made him the light around as he waited in a rival's lounge. And every day he sat and drowned his sorrows, waiting for tomorrow, in a rival's lounge. Yeah. Find, possibly see the whole world through your eyes, and make love to your thoughts until your dreams become mine. And if I happen to come across your darkest subconscious, I promise I'll help you defeat all those monsters. But I think that you should know that with you I feel blind, because all I can see is your beautiful mind. Your beautiful mind. Your very beautiful mind. Thank you.
Am I on? I'm on.
You're on.
Right, everybody give it up for Yolanda Ribas.
Thank you.
That was absolutely amazing. So are you going to stick around?
Yeah, I'm going to come and have to watch some of the performances tonight. It looks amazing.
Right, well.
Thank you for having me.
No worries. That was an absolutely amazing performance. So well done. And thank you for coming on the